Our heroes have been assisting the Pathfinders for a number of weeks on trying to discover what is going on in the Finindar forest. Demonic forces are at play, setting the forest afire, conducting rituals throughout, and threatening to open another World Wound style abyssal rift into Golarion. A ritual on their side that they used last session helped them establish the location of this possessing demonic spirit that has abducted one of the leaders of the Pathfinder Society. With help from Nelcut and Doluk Darkfur, they have tracked him down to this Cyclopean statue and ascended to this divination bowl at the summit. Here, they've encountered this spirit possessing a humanoid fighter, and we are locked in combat. And before we get into round 2 of this combat, we did have some new artwork to share. We have artwork for Dezi, which will...
Hey everybody, this is me now. Yeah, they did a great job with this. I really love it. I like my fox; they're adorable.
Hey,
And yeah,
Desi, I really love what you've
yes.
been doing with your hair lately.
Thanks.
It's
I don't brush it at
fantastic.
all. That's how I get it this way. But yeah, the art looks great, and I love the touch of the holy symbol too. Kind of the path going into the sun around the neck, which is harder to see, but like I definitely notice it too. I think this started before the backpack became a thing, so but you wouldn't be able to see that in this picture anyways.
Under the cloak.
But
It
we
looks
are
amazing.
currently in the middle of combat, so we will just pick straight up from there. We did round 1 last session, and now it is round 2. We have the evil spirit. That's the size large token on the map. It's a shadowy, billowy, cyclopean, ghost-like, smoke-like figure that seems to be connected and billowing out of the humanoid. The human seems to be able to move somewhat independently, but has to um, be commanded by the spirit. It seems. It looks like it is under conscious control, not independent control. Additionally, we have another one of these firestorms brewing overhead that keeps sending firebolts down at the party. They've encountered these multiple times in the journey here, and it looks like this demonic spirit has been able to keep restarting the firestorms whenever the party diffuses it. And we are coming into round 2, and it is Vanarel's turn.
Right. We were in the middle of trying to attack this demon cloud thing. At least that's what I seem to remember from last time. So I'm going to start by just excusing myself around the other Pathfinder gentleman, just to get on the opposite side of this thing from Daegron. And I had this thing in my sights before, so I am going to remember how much the hammers actually do. I'm gonna flurry on this thing. I recall it being a little annoying. Let's see if I can remember it all. Yeah, a little harder to hit, turns out. Only managing to hit the first one for 19 points of damage.
Yeah, 22 would hit because of the flanking, and for 19 points of damage, but only a little bit less than half of that gets through.
Right.
You're just swinging through the smoke.
Okay. Well, I had to move over here. I've got one last turn. I feel like we figured out that this thing is what is in control, so I'm just going to take one last swing with my final action here. I swung at it a couple of times, which means this is at full map on it. Managing to catch it for 26.
26 against AC will hit it.
Have a little bit more, Cloud. Very little more. I dealt 14. I know it's going to take less than that.
And everyone just got a second hero point from the audience. So big thank you to the audience for that.
Thank you.
Mentioned the first 2, and then I saw the 2 more come in. Let me actually deal with the damage from Vanarel. I haven't applied that yet. Tiny bit more damage with that. You can tell that without a strong roll, your damage just barely doing anything to this spirit here. Dezi.
I think we're going to see if we can help that a little bit. I'm going to stride into the room a little bit here. Right about there looks good. So kind of a little bit away from the main bosses, but close enough to have everybody in my heal range if I need it. And then I'm going to cast a 2-action Infuse Vitality as my hands glow and all the weapons on Daegron and Vanarel start glowing with a holy light.
And at the end of Vanarel's turn, he did take 11 points of persistent damage, but he did save from it.
So you all can drag that to yourselves. Well, you two can drag that to yourselves, and then it should add some additional damage.
Okay. Up next is the Firestorm, which is going to send fire bolts down on 2 of you. And we will do, the first one is going to be on Dezi, as the spirit uses a reaction to redirect a bolt. And the other one is going to be on starting clockwise from Daegron. So Daegron is 1, Dezi's 2, Libbiel is 3, Vanarel is 4. On Daegron. So we'll target the one on Dezi first, because that was kind of the manually controlled one. As you see, a fire lightning bolt dropping out of the skies and just barely misses Dezi, crashing into the bowl with a loud crash. And then the second one going down toward Daegron. And that is going to hit Daegron with a 35 against AC for 21 points of damage, some of which was spirit, some of which was fire. And up next is the spirit. The spirit does not like being flanked. What's it going to do? I think it's going to fly away over to here.
Wait a minute, that's going to trigger something from me.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be a double.
Daegron will hit. Vanarel will miss. Daegron hits with a 25.
Okay, yeah, brings that glowing axe around as Dezi lit it up there. 13 points of damage.
And all of that got through. It looks like some got blocked and some got restored, basically, but it ended up being exactly the same effect. It is then going to drop. It's going to target Dezi with a spell. And I will need a will save from you. As you begin to feel your mind fill with the sense of loss and confusion, and is this winding road, is this journey road, open road, is any of this real?
Can
That
I
would be a
really journey
fail.
down this road? I'm not going to re-roll and risk a critical fail.
Remember the house rule, you can't make it worse. It could still be a failure, but it will never turn into a crit fail.
You know what? Then I will re-roll it.
Okay. That changes it into a success. So you'll be taking half damage. Oh, that's probably the wrong dice. Don't take that one. You cast divine spells, do you not?
I get whatever makes you think that. Yes.
Yeah, it didn't have the. Here we go. So you take half of that. And he didn't save an action to order his minion around, so his minion does nothing. Libbiel.
Okay. Libby is going to move in and kind of curse that he didn't, use the action to command his unit, but that's fine. I have another plan.
Oh, is that
He's
what
the
you
one that's
ordered him not to do? Just so I can double check.
not not yet.
Ah,
That's what I was going to.
got it.
I'm going to cast dispel magic to see if we can get rid of the firestorm.
Okay. Give me your counteract.
Yes. One second. I do have to be right back though.
Yep. Like before, we'll count that
Just at
as
the end of my turn.
one success on that. So the firestorm is halfway disabled for now. And then Daegron.
Okay, as the creature kind of ran and he got the one good hit on it there, he sees the holy energy kind of burn away at it. He raises it up and he's like, "Ah, thanks, Dezi," and he'll do
No
a
problem. Don't go too far.
sudden charge all the way over here. Let's see. Yeah, then Vanarel can get into a flank if he can't take care of this. And as he kind of comes spinning around, he'll bring the axe in with his attack here
That 24 will hit.
for 21 points of damage.
He takes
And
21
then he
points.
will, yeah, he sees it kind of, it looks like it's getting closer and closer to possibly being dissipated. So he brings the axe around again to try to clear more away for 29.
That will also hit.
For 25 points of damage.
And something is going to happen as you see a narrow, almost invisible connection of smoke that connected him to the human break and snap. And you see the spirit spin off into the distance, dissipating a little. You're not sure if it's been destroyed, but it's definitely lost an anchor to this place here. And looking out over the bowl where you stand, you see all of your allies starting to rush up to the statue here. You see Eindo, you see the Pathfinders, you see Dalamian with all the elves. You see all kinds of people running your way. The human on the ground kind of slumps and starts moaning as if he's in pain or suffering, even though he seems like he's taken no damage. What would be your immediate reactions? We can actually leave initiative here.
I mean, probably 3 action channel, then run over to help him.
Okay,
I don't know if he's
roll that
taking the
healing.
physical damage, but yeah.
I'm going to probably use a discern secrets on Desi and have Desi figure out what's going on with um, this person.
Yeah, everyone can get that back, including him. And then I'll run over to him and I'll try a knowledge check to see if he's still under some external influence or not, basically, or if there's something going on with him. Like this isn't medicine. This is more either occultism or religion, I'm assuming.
Yep, go ahead and give me a roll for that. You're not really sure. You don't see any signs of damage. You don't see any wounds. Uh, your best guess is possession is leaving some lingering mental scarring of some kind. Maybe not necessarily damage, but might just be the weight of guilt of what's been going on. Might just be kind of a mind storm of still not really putting together what's all been happening to him.
And everyone got 19 back with the heal, I think. It's been
Mhm.
applied. But... Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry. Thank you, Libby.
I applied it. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't use the discern secrets, but thank you.
So you see some of the allies running over to the rope you had dropped. You see others trying to clamber up the structure. And
Daegron goes running towards the side and kind of like waves down to them. And as the spirit dissipated, did it just kind of uh, drift away in front of him, or did it go into a direction and then dissipate?
It headed to the northeast, kind of into the heart of where the firestorm was, which also it seemed like it was a little. It's hard to tell. Part of you thinks it was being torn apart by the firestorm. Others think maybe it was merging with the firestorm. In either case, the firestorm seems to have lessened in intensity, but maybe spread out further across the landscape.
Head toward the
Hmm.
fire.
We might need
I
to deal
couldn't
with
tell you
that
what that
too.
means.
Yeah, we might need to
First
deal
things,
with that too.
yeah. First things first, though. Let's help this guy up off the floor. He's a he's a high-ranking Pathfinder. Am I remembering that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's. I mean, if he's conscious. I mean, I know you say he was moaning and in pain. I'll try to see to him with a medicine check, just to see if I can ID what is
Sure.
off about him still.
Oh, we should
Uh,
probably let them know who we are. Hey, we're working with the Pathfinders. Are you okay?
Oh, ah. He he looks around and his eyes are not quite focusing yet. You can tell he's trying to find something maybe to focus on, something to help ground him and let him start getting his bearings again.
Um, Libby sees that look and is just going to pass him Bumblebee it, just like pet. Here, hold this.
He he starts trying to find a way to use Bumblebee as a costume before realizing it's not costume material.
I'm not sure if I have anything to wear.
But he does seem to
Uh,
calm down slightly. He still looks a little glassy-eyed. He still is looking around. He doesn't recognize any of you. None of you have wayfinders, which you think maybe is kind of what he would fixate on to start kind of snapping him back to lucidity. But he's kind of just still acting like he's drunk or sleepwalking. It's hard to tell. You can tell he's been through a lot and he is not at his best.
Maybe we wait for his friends to get up here. It did seem like they were maybe trying to climb up. So I guess we
oh,
could
sorry, I didn't mean
try
to
to
hit
bring them
that.
down.
You are hearing the sounds of battle, though, below.
Damn it.
Oh,
I got a
crud.
crit on that.
uh,
I wasted one.
Maybe we should. I don't know. He's probably more important than fighting whatever they're fighting, but I don't know how we get him down otherwise.
Bring him
I'll let,
along. We may have to watch behind. I'll lead the way, and Daegron will start heading back towards the way down to see if they got caught by something that they got away from, or what's happening.
Desi's gonna, if he'd like to come with us, we'll kind of make sure he stays up. Um, we're gonna try to get you to your friends. Is it okay? Did you want to come with us?
He will nod. He's still you think he would agree to anything almost right now, though. You don't think he's really at his best faculties. And
well,
before you
Vanarel will prop him up.
okay, before you start getting down, we will have a couple people make it up to the top here, those who are climbing. So we will have Lady Dalmian, we'll have Eindo up here. It does sound like they're going to mention. Let me try and get their artwork first. They will mention that some of the people are fighting some fey spirits down in the body of the structure that you had skipped past. So we do
They
have.
want to take all the fun.
So he's up here now. Along. So Eindo is actually. Let's get the other artwork for him. I like the.
The more worn down look.
Yeah. Or the heavily aged look, in my opinion. It looks like he's aged a lot in his time here.
Well, he probably hasn't been shaving and taking care of his like hair as much, so
I don't think he's been exfoliating as much as he really should out here.
I don't know.
Exactly.
He looks pretty good. He got a little bit of a glow
Uh,
up.
I know. Did you want to see
Down.
your friend here? He seems a little disoriented.
So Eindel will rush over to the collapsed man, and at this point, the collapsed man's eyes will kind of latch onto a familiar face, and he starts whispering very quietly. You're having a hard time hearing, and it does seem like Eindel is trying to keep whatever is being said secret. While that's going on, Nelcat has arrived here. This was the god caller who helped you with the ritual to lead you here. She. It looks like you have succeeded here. I feel the ritual or the demonic presence is more dispersed. It's not as isolated. And you see a, shadowy, ethereal bear next to her kind of nodding along with that assessment.
Yeah, we saved some energy to put your bear back in its body. So
Are you spending that point now?
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a good idea.
If we're
So,
able to, yeah.
yeah, so the ethereal bear reforms into this form, standing up here in the bowl with you. So you have a large blue-black bear with red feathers and a summoner's sigil on its chest. You haven't seen the sigil on her, but you assume she has one somewhere. You know how summoners work. And as as you start talking, um, suddenly all of you feel like you're trapped in a vision. You see a vision of that spirit reforming in a firestorm, a much, much larger one. You see a barrage of lightning bolts striking the ground around the city you'd explored before and near where you are. And you see the skeletal body of a dragon rise into the air. It seems like it collects the spirit out of the air and flies further on to the northeast, deeper into the forest and the firestorm. You see the ritual anchors across the land shoot up fire into the sky, and you see the land begin to crumble beneath this, and a giant rift begins to open. And at the very center, you see a single claw the size of a cyclops starting to reach out of a rift and pull itself up onto the land. And then the vision
Well,
fades.
well, poop. That doesn't seem good.
Desi, what did I just see?
I think that
Um,
might have been a vision from either us- Desi's god or my patron.
could be. I hold on. Let me.
I'm gonna hold up Bumblebee and be like, "Was that you?"
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks certainly like maybe this. I don't know if it's future or current, but it seemed like it was probably this demon lord coming out of the earth. Maybe that's my best guess. I rolled a recall knowledge on that with the
Yep.
scholarly recollection.
Dalek will
Actually,
go ahead.
it hasn't been a whole minute yet, has
Oh,
it?
fair.
I could
Well,
still
yeah,
have
maybe.
discern secrets on you.
So it's one higher, I think. But
Okay.
yeah.
Dalek will kind of nod along with what you were saying, and the bear will speak up of the vision was neither the present nor an immutable future. Rather, I think we are still seeing a reflection of the Spirit's plans and intentions. It will take some time for the Spirit to reform, but we must chase after it still.
But if it's willing to reform, uh, sorry, bad joke. Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to go after this. Does anyone know where that was? I mean, I guess it went into the woods.
It
It
seemed to
seemed
be
like it went to the firestorm.
it went to the place we went to our first day here, right?
That was where the lightning struck, and that's what seemed to have raised an undead dragon. The dragon then picked the spirit up and flew further to the northeast, away from the city, toward the heart of the larger firestorm.
Do I know what the undead dragon might have been?
You can give me a recall knowledge on that. You've heard of a couple types of skeletal dragons. This one had the most in common with a thing you've heard called a ravener before. That would look something like a mostly bone, but ghostly glowing as well, kind of a mix, kind of almost a superimposed ghost within a dragon body is what this reminds you the most of. You know those are immensely powerful, and you hope it's not one of those, but that's what it most reminds you of. You have to hope it's a weaker, less formed proto version of one of these.
Okay. I'd let people know about that.
If you wanted to ask one question about them, I will give that to you.
Sure. Do we know anything about their weaknesses?
You know that normally they have a weakness to cold and holy, but you don't know if this you don't know if your hopes that this
This
is
is
a weaker version or a different version or in somehow how that would change the standard traits of this creature. It might have lesser, it might have additional, you don't know.
Gotcha. Okay. It flew into, yeah, I guess we're journeying out that way as fast as we can. I mean, this is a vision of a possible future, it sounds like.
So as you descend the structure, I believe also Daegron, you will hear a voice in your head moaning. Oh no, no, no.
Who was that? And he kind of
Amka,
like calls out,
it's me, Amka. You've already forgotten about me?
"Oh, yes. How could I? Welcome back, Anka."
I never left. Hmm, fine friends you lot are.
Oh, I mean, we've been hunting down a demon and other things. I'm sure Anka was great company.
Hmm, maybe I won't tell you what I'm feeling then.
Oh, don't be like that. I'm sure if you just told us what you felt like underneath the temple, that saved us good then. We'd really appreciate it.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Sure. He's okay at diplomacy.
Mm, you need to pay more attention to me. I'm I want to be in this world. I don't want to be stuck in silence forever. And well, I guess worse would be smashed into pieces, and that's what will happen if Urkshel gets on this plane, and it sure feels like he's getting close.
Um,
We
Perhaps after we get everything settled, I can make you a little doll to inhabit.
Oh, yes, yes. Do you have a planned shape? I hmm.
I'm open to suggestions.
Oh, I'll have to think about that. I think I need like 7 or 8 different arms and multiple prehensile tails. Oh, I don't know what else. There's so many things I want to try and do. So many cool
I'd,
weapons to wield.
I'd suggest red hair too. It tends to go well with dolls.
Oh, and it does go
I
well
have
with
this
my red gem.
I have this plan. Perhaps I make a body with limbs that are attachable and detachable that plug into little holes. That way you can like choose your own parts
Oh, that
and make a
sounds
Mr. Potato
cool.
Head.
And then with telekinetic magic, if I can learn that, I can I can swap my parts out myself and I can throw the parts at people. Oh, this sounds like a great plan. And you can tell
Yeah,
you've made Amka a little happier.
I think we
And
can do this.
and as you descend, you come across um, it does look like some of the agents had a much harder time. You see a number of partially turned to stone agents being carried around. They look like they had a very hard, tough fight. It does look like the sun might be slowly depetrifying them all, but you see lots of wounded folks around, and they seem to have increased respect that you survived that. They're not blaming you yet for not clearing it, but you think that those questions may come up at some point in the future. But as you're gathered around at the base here, Eindo is now once again taking charge, and you see Dalamian nearby listening very closely as Eindo begins. Welcome. Thank you for saving our leader here. But let me be frank. The situation is grave. A demoniac cyclops spirit has manifested, free from the shackles of its former conjoined existence. It raised the remains of one of the forest's stewards, an ancestor to the dragon Jadahax, who recently aided us. The animated abomination flew the demonic spirit to the center of the new storm that rages all around us. Several hidden ritual sites in the forest, each dedicated to the demon lord, have begun to stir. Thanks to your efforts and several of our other agents, the number of ritual sites wasn't enough to completely plunge the forest into the abyss. However, if the ritual is left unchecked, Urxel himself may soon walk Golarion. We believe the Eye of the Firestorm will be his point of entry, and the nameless demoniac spirit and their newfound draconic ally patrol the area. The heat of the firestorm makes it all but impossible to breach. Dalamian, Nelcat, and I have devised a plan that should help stop this catastrophe. First, you must brave the fringes of the storm and disrupt some of these ritual sites. This will weaken the overall storm and diminish the storm enough for you to make a journey to the center. I would like to ask the four of you to lead some separate teams. I know normally I would not ask you to separate, but there is not time. We need to diminish as many of these sites as quickly as possible. We will send small teams of junior agents with each of the four of you as you split up to conduct this quick effort to disturb the ritual.
I mean, I think that does seem to be the quickest way to get this done, though I'm loath to leave, the rest of this group.
As long as you make sure
Uh,
that there's some people to take care of, Dezi and Libbiel and Vanarel while I'm gone.
what?
Our agents may not be as strong as you, but they will help fill in the gaps. They all look to you as heroes, as role models. Your presence will help inspire them to greater efforts. And she will share the list of 10 ritual sites that she knows of. So there's 10 sites. You have some descriptions. At each site, you can either do the listed skill to try to suppress whatever is happening there. You can also use things like diplomacy or deception or performance to inspire the agents being sent with you to do it instead. You know those checks are probably a little harder than the assigned skill because it's making less strong people do it for you. But if you don't have a skill, you can do it. She tells you that you think you have enough time to visit up to 2 sites each. So you know you will not get all 10 of them, and she says you don't have to, but the more of these that you can deal with, the better. She says you can take a couple minutes to pre-plan, but you will not be able to come back between the visits to sites. So you should plan out your approach quickly and then disperse to handle 1 or 2 sites each. And while you think about that, I will read the text here just in case that helps. Site 1 is a set of bones. Huge rib bones jut from the ground in a clearing, their pointed ends trussed together with rope and vines. A faintly glowing object rests atop the ribs where they all connect. The curvature of the ribs give the item total cover, so shooting it down is not an option. The ribs are smooth with age and very thick, so hacking through them would take days and require specialized equipment. And acrobatics to leap around and parkour up to the front is what was suggested there. Actually, maybe we'll wait and see which ones you do rather than read them all.
I have lots of knowledge type skills. So, Libby, you want to do at least Arcana? I'm pretty good at occultism too.
I can do Arcana and
Yeah,
probably one
and
of the other two I
thievery or
listed.
stealth. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can take care of the athletics. Let's see.
Vanarel, what's in your repertoire here?
Looking through. I mean, the thing is, like a lot of the things that I do pretty okay at, I've seen you all do really well. So I don't want to
Uh,
take something that's just square in your sights.
I think you're certainly probably the best at medicine here.
and probably the best at survival, if I remember your role right.
Also pretty
Yeah,
good at acrobatics.
yeah. Desi and I are both pretty good at survival.
I'm okay at survival. I got a 14
I
or
could.
a 12. I mean,
I'll probably take occultism and religion if they're available because those are my best skills.
I could do athletics, survival.
All right, I'll can take acrobatics and is medicine in this list?
Yep,
It
it's
is.
there.
Number 8.
Oh, there it is. So
Okay.
yeah, all right. So I'll go after the beast, and I'll take bones.
I guess
Okay.
I'll probably go for tower and flares.
Okay.
Monolith and lights for me.
So I'm going to
Yep.
go in initiative order. We don't have rolls. I'm going to go in player order on the sidebar, and we'll do 2 rounds, starting with Daegron. Which one were you going to first?
Okay, Daegron is going to the third mission polls for athletics.
Okay. A rocky outcropping stands amidst burning trees, once part of the larger cliff face since eroded. 5 metal poles covered in strange arcane runes dot the area. Someone previously hammered the poles into the rock, but they appear unsteady, shifting with the storm. Not yet for the long rest. And with you is a large team of mostly orc and half orc pathfinders. Uh, some archers, some casters, more of the sorcerer or oracle persuasion, and you're leading a squad here. What are you doing when you arrive at these poles?
So it seems like with a strong team, he could probably start knocking these out. So he'll send out some of the people less suited for that just to patrol and keep watch around them, and then he'll organize a team with him leading it uh, of the biggest soldiers he can find, and he'll attempt athletics to start knocking these poles out from the rocks here.
Give me your athletics check.
Okay. Do you want these public or
These can
secret?
be public.
Hey, let's re-roll a 2 right off the bat.
You do know that was a fail, so.
There we go. We'll go to an 18.
And that has
So a 37
changed
total.
to a 37, which is a critical success. And that is enough from your motivational example and from the proper assignment of the teams to different roles. You managed to completely clear this ritual site in this turn. You know, normally it takes 2 successes or 1 critical success to completely clear a site. We'll come back to you next time. You'll be moving to another location. You have cleared the poles. Dezi, which one are you going to first?
Yeah, let's do religion. I'm gonna go with the lights.
The ruins of an ancient temple stand in a clearing overgrown with weeds. Tenacious shrubs and small vines cling to the weathered piles of stone. Some walls still stand and eerie lights flash from within the ruin. An altar inside features a pile of religious symbols from dozens of different faiths. Each symbol has been defaced with an image of a storm cloud pierced by lightning. the symbol of the demon lord Urkshul. Sparks continuously sputter from each of the religious symbols, the results of magical feedback. And just like Daegron, you have a whole squad of agents with you. Many of them have small familiars. It feels like this group has all kind of adopted mascots of various kinds. You can tell some are actually just pets, not familiars. But it seems like you have attracted a group that is more animal minded. And how are you leading this group?
I will have that quick out, even though this is a slightly risky situation for him. And I will suggest it looks like these are lots of different faiths, and it seems like restoring these is probably a good idea. Can I get different people who might belong to different religious persuasions here? And I'll kind of divide them up to that way. If there's a few stragglers, I might have them actually keep watch to make sure nothing comes along while we're trying to kind of, I'm assuming, rededicate these sites to their original deities.
Okay, give me your religion check. That will be one success. So you've made your way. You can tell that you are starting to properly at least remove. It's taking effort to actually even get these holy symbols off this altar. There's like a magnetic force that's kind of dragging them in and holding them in. And it seems to be sucking power or corrupting them. And you're managing to get some of them apart, but it feels like you have not gotten enough. And we will come back to you next round. Libbiel, where are you heading with your troops?
I think I'm going to go to the flares first.
The flares. Several
That's
rifts
the
have
argument.
opened in the rocky forest. Every time the wind picks up, red demonic energy flares out from these but subsides once the wind calms. Using the wind as an indicator, the rift can be safely approached. Red crystals pulsating coat the interior of the rifts. And your group here, you have a lot of people who seem to really value comfort. They seem like they're almost in pajama clothes as their adventuring attire. You see lots of people with like interesting ideas where they maybe even like strapped a pillow to their head so they can lay down anywhere they want. You seem to have a, acquired a group of people who value sleep. How are you using them at this location?
Ah, wow. My people. Um, so I am first going to use discern secrets to bust buff my own knowledge checks, and we're going to split into like a um, kind of like the world's largest ritual circle around the area. Instead of going directly in, we're going to suppress it from the outside and just like create a field that just shrinks on and removes the effect that they're building here.
Okay, give me your Arcana roll with your bonus.
Uh, did I? Yes, I did. Wow.
You know that is a critical fail. Looks like you're using a
What
hero point.
critical fail? What critical
And that
fail?
goes to a critical success. So yeah, the you somehow managed to use this ritual circle to slowly push all the energy in until it kind of just poofs out of existence at the center, and the flare's no longer here, and you feel that you have disabled this. So your team will be moving to a different location in the round two. Daegron, round two. Which one are you covering?
Okay. So for his, he's going to, I believe it was
Oh,
signature.
sorry,
I accidentally
I
closed
skipped
the page.
Vanarel. Sorry,
Oh yeah, you
Vanarel.
skipped Vanarel there.
Oh, I was busy on the side just completing my mission. No need to showcase it. It's fine.
Which one
Yeah,
are you going?
it
Which one
was
are you
kind
going
of
to, Vanarel?
success.
I figured I'd start with Ritual 8, the Beast.
The carcass of a massive beast lies on its side. It's been partially consumed, and something has removed its head and tail. Even in the heat of the forest, though, the body hasn't spoiled. All around the carcass, organs of other, smaller dead creatures have been strung together in a twisted mockery of life. And your group is mainly all the dual wielders in camp. They seem to be the ones who really have latched onto you. And how are you using your team? How are you using medicine here?
Uh, well, I'm glad they've all come along and we've all found one another. We're definitely going to need to put at least one of those away, though, just to keep our hands free to check this giant thing over. Just try to find out, just assign like members of the team to different parts of this massive beast. Just try to piece together what thing or things did this to it, and keep away from those stringed organ bits until we have a better understanding of where they came from. Because this thing looks too big for those little tiny organs to have belonged inside.
Okay. Give me a medicine check. That is a regular success. You feel like you've looked it over, you understanding kind of what's going on, but you think to fully disable it, you'll need to spend some more time still using medicine and maybe doing more like a dissection type activity to break all these weird connections and separate them and bury them properly and just not have this horrible mess of of organs all piled and sewn together. So we'll come back to you next round. Now, Daegron.
All right. So he is doing the signature activity here, where he picks up a trail as they're leaving of a magical signature that seems to have been moving around the forest. So he will try to use what he's picked up from Dezi and Vanarel in their survival techniques and see if he can help this group track this creature. So this will be a +12. I don't think a 20 is gonna do it,
That is
but
not a
I crit
success.
the first. I'm just gonna I'll let it roll.
Okay. So yeah, you go chasing after it for a while. You can tell it's just always staying a little ahead of you, and eventually decide it's time to return back to the base camp and see how the rest of your group is done, and hope they have done enough. Desi,
Yeah, so Desi's still trying to clean off these symbols. At this point, I'm assuming I'm making some progress with this. Um, I'm gonna, yeah, I think we're just gonna keep on this path. It's worked pretty well so far, though it is a little hard work. But Desi doesn't mind using some elbow grease to get these cleaned off.
that just barely finishes. You manage to get the rest of the symbols out. You can tell they've all been defaced, but they do not feel unholy to you. And as all of the symbols are finally removed from this altar, the altar itself now begins to crumble and crack, and you can tell the energy has gone out of this place. And at which point you still know, though, you've spent enough time here, and it's time to return to the base camp and see how everyone else has done. Libbiel, you're moving on to a new location. Which location are
So
you going to?
this will be the tower.
The tower. The stone tower, crafted by centaurs in ages long past, crumbled to ruin a long time ago, leaving piles of stone blocks strewn about the area. The base of the tower partially collapsed into its own cellar, but there's still enough room to explore it. Inside, spectral silver chains tethered two orbs of light to the floor. The orbs yank on the chains and ripple in distress. How are you how are you leading your forces here?
Well, my forces of the Brigade, of course. Um, so it seems like the chains are positioned to keep the objects, the orbs, from touching each other, getting to each other, or getting away. But like we did bring a lot of pillows with us, so if we could push them in there to create a cushion between them and the chains, maybe they can wiggle themselves out and at the sacrifice of our lovely comforts. Free them.
Let's see how well you are at a pillow fight with
Yes,
thievery.
apparently. I might. Uh, mm, th- my dice do not love me. There you go. It's a 19 instead.
19, yes, from a natural 1 to a natural 19 for a 33 total. And the DC 23. That is a critical
Wow.
success. So you have disabled 2 whole ritual sites on your own, uh, at the cost of your own pillows. And on
Uh,
to Vanarel.
All right, we're still trying to sort through the last of this dead beast here. I'm just dividing my team up. Those who have found the limit of their gag reflexes, we're gonna send them off to those outer, smaller uh, organs that are strung up around it. Just have them cut those down and give them a proper burial, while the rest of us still focus on the big thing in the middle. Try to piece that together with another medicine roll.
And that is a second success, and you've managed to somehow disrupt the ritual here just enough that the necromantic energies reverse. The carcass as a whole shudders and starts to decay, leaving nothing but bones in a matter of minutes. And the 4 of you have now reassembled back after 20 minutes rushing around the woods here at extreme velocity, trying to do whatever you can while they are preparing the way forward for you. And it does feel like the center cloud looks much, much weaker than it was before. You think you have done a lot of good here. Eindo walks up to you, gathering you all in a circle. Excellent work. Many of the ritual sites have been disabled or damaged enough that they no longer function. The Abyssal firestorm has diminished, although it's still quite strong near its eye. Hopefully, we'll have a chance to break through, but we'll need all of your bravery, strength, wits, and tenacity if we are to succeed. Our next move is to push deep into the forest, drive off the Demon Lord Urkshal's minions, and then together we will defeat this great evil. And all of the people who've been working with you, they kind of all split up to chat with their friends from other groups and are telling tales of how effective you all were and how honored they were to have a chance to be part of your team. They know that you are not agents and you will not be around forever, but you can tell they are going to remember and tell these stories for years to come.
Libby
Uh,
raises her hand. You owe me and my squad like a buttload of pillows.
I will
What? What?
We
What?
will try to find some pillows. I'm not used to them as adventuring gear, but I
They're very
understand
important.
that somehow they had special powers in this instance. We are at a bit of a loss. Communications to the outside world beyond the borders of Finendar Forest are currently completely disrupted, as is all forms of teleportation. Until we solve this problem, we probably cannot find you your new pillows.
Oh no. Really the greatest disaster here.
Desi's just very confused right now. It's-
It's good motivation for you, Libby. We'll take care of this and get some fancy pillows.
Oh,
We are sending a couple of agents out ahead to chart the path. You have an hour here to rest and recover and prepare yourselves. This will be technically a full rest, even though it's not an overnight rest. So you can rest, you can re-prepare spells as part of this. And there also was some supplies they brought with them to hand to you, which I will move down to the map you're currently on and share it with you. It has 4 moderate healing potions and 8 moderate alchemist fire. They report it might seem a little odd to be handing out fire bombs in the middle of a firestorm, but Urkshul is the father of trolls, and other groups have reported facing numerous signs of trolls in the area.
you all should probably take that given, I mean, I can handle dealing fire damage if I need to.
Yeah, I'll take one or two.
Oh, hey,
Uh,
don't you have like a new staff or something?
I do have my Staff of Fire. I'm already going to be using it.
Do you have any other questions before I run off to continue coordinating the other teams?
What sort of minions does this demon lord have?
We have not encountered Urkshul before, but it seems like trolls are one of his favored minions. He seems to be depicted with a very trollish appearance, while at the same time, some of the writings we found make it sound like he detests trolls. We don't quite understand what's going on. My best guess is trolls were possibly a failed creation or a underwhelming creation of Urkshul, and he uses them and he's embarrassed or ashamed by them. But I would expect to see trolls in large numbers. I do not know if we'll see more of these undead cyclopses that we saw before. That would make sense to me. Or these cyclopean spirits. I do not know what else to encounter here. We did have stories. Some of our further afield agents who were tracking down leads outside the Fenindar forest reported some weird forms of sonic, uh, almost fey-like creatures. I don't remember the names, but they had a synergistic effect on some of the crystal trolls that could reflect their sound waves.
Crystal trolls. Okay.
Okay, that seems weird.
You ever heard of those before? I can't say I've ever heard of a crystal troll.
Nothing that rings a bell.
But if you have no further questions, he kind of points you toward the way and says he will be leading a recovery team around the sides. He 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 expects, as always, your force to be the point of the spear here that's driving the way forward and clearing the way. He says, when you see minor threats, if you can try to ignore them and press forward, our agents will keep dealing with the smaller threats. But that
Is
spirit, that dragon, I think those are what we need you to handle.
is the way clear? Is it? Should I worry about difficult terrain out there, or not so much?
It is burning. It is the trees you've seen here. Uh, I think the fire to some degree has made us an easier path, aside from the storms overhead at times. And as you start walking toward this place, once again, there's yet another one of. Oh, first, I notice we've only claimed a couple of the items. I only see 2 Alchemist Fire and 1 Healing Potion claimed.
Sorry, where's the gift set?
Oh, did it disappear off the map? Let me put it on the map. There we go. That might have been the problem.
I'll
Um,
take a few of the fires for sure.
I'll take probably a healing potion or two. And I don't necessarily need the fires.
Maybe you and Vanarel should have those then.
Okay. Banner, I'll take two. I'll take the last one.
Okay, I've already got 2 of them. I'll grab the
I got
others.
three. Yeah, I got three on me.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Both 4.
I may have grabbed 2 casts of haste though. So
I'm going to switch your maps. You're on a new, heavily burnt out forest making your way. And slightly before getting here, you would have encountered a couple waves of this abyssal storm surge. Let's see. Because though your success, you only encounter it that many times and it's weaker. Got it. So, what is going to happen? Um, let's have Dezi because it picked on you the most before. Roll me a d10. Large amounts of soot blow in on the wind. The soot moves with supernatural malice, seeking out the lungs of any creature caught nearby. If you need to breathe, which I believe is all of you, I need you to give me a fortitude save.
We don't have the air bubble anymore, do we?
That's
Mm,
my other. No.
I do enjoy breathing.
Yeah, I do breathe from time to time.
You know what? I've got halfling luck for a reason.
okay, because currently we have a success, a success, a success, and a critical failure with Dezi re-rolling, it sounds like. Dezi has a regular failure now, so Dezi you are going to be sickened 1. And this can't be reduced until you've spent 10 minutes breathing clean air, which you know will not be probably until after this journey. This time, let's have Libbiel roll the d10 for what happens.
Oh, sure.
This time, it is the firestorm. Embers and burning debris get whipped around as the wind suddenly shifts direction. You have burning logs flying into your bodies, and I need reflex saves from everyone.
Oh no.
We currently
I
see
just take it.
a critical fail from Daegron, a success from Libbiel, a failure from Dezi, and a critical success from Vanarel. Before I roll damage, is anyone changing anything? I'll take that as a
Oh,
no. So this is a basic save. So we have double damage to Daegron, half damage to Libbiel, full damage to Dezi. It was 23 points of damage, 6 bludgeoning, 14 fire.
I need 10 more. I still have fire resist on that I shouldn't have.
Okay.
I'm assuming I have.
You're assuming what, Dezi?
Sorry, I was debating some sort of heal, but I think I might wait for now.
Okay.
I'm guessing
Actually,
we lose the unholy resistance. Yes.
Yes.
you know what? I will do just as we're. Oh, Daegron, you're going to recover some of that automatically, right?
Yeah, that was what I was just going to bring up. I'll just need to know how much time
Yep.
elapses for my Aeon Stone.
You will get 10 points back from that before the next roll.
Okay.
And we will give, it's been 1 hour, so let me give a hero point. I think Libbiel, just because of the double natural ones already.
Double natural ones into double crit success.
Yeah, she's been turning them around really well, so absolutely.
Maybe you
And
should take
Yay.
damage from that, right? Like that you take half. Did Libby take damage from the previous
oh,
thing?
I have not
The
seen
success?
Libbiel take damage yet. You're right. So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yep, no problem. And then for the final round of the storm, let's have it be from Daegron with the D10.
Okay, so D10 here.
8.
8.
Sharp rain. The storm picks up various objects, some of which are particularly sharp. You have burnt out trees making spears basically being flung at you. And once again, we will need a basic reflex save to avoid the sharp rain.
Not supposed to rain knives.
I was just going to have to take it to the face.
So we have 3 failures and a success. And here is your damage. Mix of bludgeoning and piercing this time. 21 points, most of that piercing.
Wow.
Do I have a time to cast a 2-action spell, or is that?
You have a time to cast a spell, yes. You don't have,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to heal myself at the very least. I might need to heal some other people, but
And
I'm going to
go
drink
ahead.
one of my various potions. Here's a regular healing potion, lesser.
And as you arrive on this map, having traversed that, here's what you see. You see that undead dragon in the distance on a cliff overlooking your area. And you see two goat-headed beings with flaming hooves and flaming swords. And we will be
Not
rolling
looking forward.
initiative right away.
You know, it occurs to me, maybe I should have left this box behind with somebody. She holds the box.
So go ahead. You should be able to roll into initiative. I am rolling the NPCs.
Yeah, honestly, Libby, I'm not sure who else we could trust with that, despite all this.
There. I could have stayed home while you guys came here and dealt with this. Yeah?
And it looks like up first we have Daegron beating a dragon at initiative.
Okay. So to start off, he sees this dragon in the distance, and as everyone's kind of trying to recover a little bit, he reaches down onto his wrist and pulls free a little charm from a brace that almost looks like a small little bow. And as he kind of like crushes it in his hand, it suddenly springs into a short bow that he is going to then sling across his back for now. That will be all three actions: two to create the bow, and one to just stow it. So he's got his axe and a free hand.
Vanarel.
I am going to actively debate the wisdom of advancing towards the gigantic ghost skeleton dragon, but we're still gonna do it. I'm gonna close in on it somehow. I think with two actions,
I will
get me to
need a will
here.
save from you
Oh, good.
as you get close to the undead dragon.
25.
You are frightened one.
Yep. Lack of wisdom confirmed. This is a terrible idea. With my third action, I see I'm kind of next to this dead bush thing here on the map. I'm just gonna try and hunker down and just like try to take some cover. I
Sure.
have a feeling that it's gonna do something very violent and at range in our direction.
Okay, you are taking cover. Up next is one of the goat demons. And they have a favorite thing to do. And they have the range on that. You see a fireball coming at you. I need the three of you in the back there to give me reflex saves. I see a crit success from Dezi, a crit success from Daegron, and a regular success from Libby. So you'll be taking half damage, Libby, and only you. So half of 19, so you're taking 10 points. And it is then going to move a little towards you all. Moves 30 feet closer. Its buddy does the exact same thing. So I will need another reflex save from the three of you in the back. All of you got a success, so all of you are taking half damage. So that would be half of 21, so 10 more points, and then it's going to move 30 towards you. And then up next is the dragon. And what is the dragon going to do? It is going to fly towards you, and it is quite fast. It will fly to there. And
Bush.
I
Dead
will
bush saved me.
and I will need the will saves from everyone else who hasn't rolled it yet.
Ooh, I'm re-rolling that.
We had a natural 1 from Daegron that's being re-rolled. We have a failure from Libbiel, a success from Dezi, a critical success on the re-roll. So on the failure, Libbiel is frightened 2. Everyone else is frightened 1. And it is then going to... It's going to snap its jaws at you, Daegron. Sorry, not Daegron, Vanarel.
Well, okay.
I'm going to give you
Ow.
2 points of cover. So that's going to change that from a crit to a hit, I believe, right?
That makes my armor class 27.
So, yep, the taking cover there saved you from a crit. It had 36
Awesome.
against AC.
Thank you, Dead Bush.
For 25 points of piercing and void, or piercing and unholy. Piercing and void. And then it will take a swipe at you with its claw as its third action after flying in. And it is also going to be 10 feet, 5 feet up in the air. 10 feet up in the air. It has 10 feet reach.
So that misses because of the cover, I'm guessing.
That will also miss because of the cover. So the cover has saved you from a crit and a hit. Nice going. Libbiel, who is near death.
Libbiel going to cast a lovely haste on Daegron. Here, take this, please. Go kill it, please.
Thank you.
And then she's going to drink a moderate healing potion.
Okay. We are then up to Dezi. And yes, perfect.
Okay, there's a lot here. I think I'm gonna pull a Libbiel here, and I'm gonna cast Hypercognition as my fox tattoo glows, and I'm gonna try a whole bunch of recall knowledges.
Does the frighten go down 1?
At the end of your turn, yes.
So I'd like to know about the dragon and those fiends, and I guess I'll try Arcana and Religion on the dragon, and on the fiends, I will try Religion. I'm not sure I have much more to do, but 2 for the price of 1 still seems good. So.
Okay. So starting with the dragon,
So
give me both
first.
Arcana and Religion. And then pause after those before you do the fiends. So
Probably
with
Religion first, leading with that, but yeah.
with the Arcana, you're not too sure, but with the Religion, you know this is what's called a crumbling Ravener husk. So it is not the complete Ravener that you were afraid of. It looks like it's maybe been raised prematurely before all the foul rituals had completed. So you know it's weaker than a Ravener usually would be. About half as leveled as a Ravener usually would be. What do you want to know about them in particular?
Any sort of weaknesses would be great.
Weakness to holy.
Okay, sounds good. And then let me try the Religion, and I'll do occultism on the other ones if it matters here.
Okay. With the occultism, you do know these are Brimoraks. You know that religion is the better skill to identify them, but for whatever reason, you're drawing a blank when it comes to the religious aspects of them. But you do know they have featured in some occult rituals here and there. They seem to be very a fire-themed demon, which isn't too surprising, but they seem to be even more fire-themed than most. What are you trying to remember about them? You might not get quite as much because it's an off-brand skill for this.
Yeah, I guess we saw them cast Fireball. I'll because of the occultism, I'll lean more into what are their spellcasting abilities.
You know they also will have Translocate at the 4th rank, basically a dim door style teleport to get in or out. You know typically they only have 1 cast of it, and demons often like to save that for their retreat rather than for offensive actions. You know they also have Ignition, but you'd think that their melee combat is what they're more known for, other than their initial fireball opening that they tend to always use.
Okay, I will share that information. How are we looking? I think I'm going to stride a little bit forward. And then I will cast a life boost on Daegron, since he looks like he's hurting, and I know Libby is capable of healing himself a bit. So, oh, actually, hold on. Stride to there, because then everyone is within 30 feet of me, and I care about that.
Okay, Daegron. But let's get the life boost in chat so it's applied.
Yep. And then also, I believe my frightened, I shouldn't have it
Because of bravery, you would not have the level 1. That's correct. You can tick that off.
because of bravery. Okay.
I don't think
And he
that's
would
affected
have
any saves.
gotten. Yeah, it's 8 health, correct? Right now.
Correct.
Okay, he would have gotten the first tick, right? Because it's at the beginning of the turn.
Yeah, it
So
would have
I'll
gone on me,
manually
then,
do
yeah.
that. So he's up to 66. Okay. This works out. He is going to try to spread out a bit and create some distance. So he's going to come charging in here. 25 feet. Yeah, he can only really get this far to do what he's trying to do to help Vanarel. He grips the haft of his axe here, and you see hanging from it is a small, like, dragon bone arrowhead, and he's going to activate this to give his axe a yeah, well, this is gonna need some actions here. He's gonna need thrown 20 on the axe now. So he'll be out of his first range increment, but it'll be turns it into a thrown weapon that has returning. And he will then, that is the first action. Second is stride, and then he's going to throw it and see if he can do some damage to this creature here. Okay, so this will be -2. I'll just manually take care of that afterwards. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 2 less on this. So 35.
2 less. That is not a crit.
Okay,
It's a
so this
regular
will
hit.
be a regular hit here for 14, and then it'll return to his hand. So 3, we've got one more we can use here, and he's got 25. He's going to head over this way to get some distance from Dezi and maybe intercept these demons from being able to pile onto Vanarel. That'll be all
Vanarel.
4.
All right. So if this dragon is up in the air, I can't reach him from here.
That is correct.
I suppose. All right. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna interact to swap my weapons out. I'm going to sheath one of the hammers and draw my bow, which I definitely have here somewhere. There it is. Oh, the bow is already says it's out. Okay. And then I'm going to have to drop the other hammer just here for now so that I have a free hand to size this thing up with my second action, designating this ghost skeleton dragon as my hunted prey. And with my third, I'm going to. Can I flurry with a bow? There are flurry
No,
range bows,
it's a
but
different feat.
not me though. Yeah. All right. I will wish I was a different ranger for a month. For my third action, I'll take a single shot on him. I'm sure this will go super well as I strike the heart of the dragon, defeating him in one shot.
Well, the shot goes right through where the
That's
heart would have been, but there's nothing there, and it just goes straight through and out the other side.
yeah. I'm gonna hero point that. I feel
Okay?
like damage early on this thing is going to be important.
Okay. That
There we
pierces
go.
into one of the bones. It does seem like there's nothing to shoot inside, but you shoot strongly into a bone and roll your damage.
All right, I'll take it. Shout out to Livelith for that extra hero point.
And somewhat to your surprise, it does take all of that damage. You're not used to skeletons taking piercing damage as easily as this one did. Didn't do anything extra, but you actually almost expected the arrow just to bounce off without doing anything. So that was a pleasant surprise. The other
Very
pleasant
much so.
surprise, you're used to stories that dragons tend to have reactions with their tails, and this one didn't do anything, which was a slight surprise to you. And I think
I
that
think
was your whole
that one
turn,
occurred
right?
afterwards. Yes, it was. My frighten goes down and I'm done.
And up next is one of the goat demons, one of the Remoraks that you've identified. And he is going to move up one stride, two strides, and he is going to lash out at Daegron with his flaming sword. And that will miss. 25 against AC. The other one is also going to move up. It has to double move, and it does the same thing. You can tell it did not seem to want to go for the flank. It did not seem to want to get into what might be an AoE position around you all with a dragon there. And that will be a 31 against your AC, which looks like is a hit, for 20 points of damage against Daegron. And the dragon is up next. And it is going to start off with a breath weapon.
Lovely.
It's going to be a 40-foot cone, which only gets two of you, but it's going to get Vanarel and Dezi. I will need reflex saves from the two of you. I see a critical success from Vanarel and a success from Dezi, which sounds pretty good. So half of this damage to Dezi, as you see a horrible purplish green miasma of negative energy wash over you all. And then it is going to fly to there, right next to Libbiel.
Ah,
And that was its whole turn. Libbiel.
um, well, thank you for coming to me because it makes it somewhat easier to do this. Um, I am going to cast Unravel Knowledge on the dragon.
Okay.
So, I'm going to choose the action Breath Weapon recharge.
Okay. Yep. Uh, in his case, it doesn't have the Draconic Frenzy or Draconic Crit type feature that a lot of dragons have to recharge it. So I think you're just going to say Breath Weapon itself. It doesn't have
Yeah,
an
Breath
action to
Weapon
recharge it. So just,
itself.
yeah. Okay. So you have
Well, it
named
did
its
have
breath.
to use it last turn. Yes.
You had to use it last
Well,
turn, and it did. So yeah. Okay. Um, that was two of your actions. You have one action left.
uh, I guess I'm going to risk it having a AOO
It does
by
not seem to have one. Dezi.
Yeah, things are in weird places here, but I don't like this flying thing. I think before we said I thought it might be weak to cold potentially.
Yes, you did not know about that for husks. This husk variety you think might not have
Maybe
that.
not. Okay. Either way, I think it's less likely to be resistant to it at the very least. So I think we're gonna go somewhat all in here. We're gonna cast True Strike first, or sorry, Sure Strike. And we will use the Moonlit Ray. I think a third rank right now is fine. It's 13. And
That's a natural
19,
20.
natural
A
20.
9 and a natural 20 for your 2 dice, so that is a critical hit.
I could not double that, but that is the damage.
I will. I'm just double checking. So if it has the unholy trait, which it does, I don't know if it's probably not doing that. Correct? No, I do see
Sorry,
So the damage it rolled.
the
So
damage
it
looks correct.
like
Okay,
it's
I just need to
correct.
double it.
So as
Yep.
long as yeah.
And there is a shadow projectile as well. I see. You did 90 total damage there. It is screaming and writhing in pain.
make a
Oh,
will
Holy
save,
cow.
Dragon.
And for my last thought action, I say defend me.
It crit saves
Critical
against the
success.
shadow projectile.
Oh, okay.
And that was your whole turn, Dezi, correct?
Yeah, Sure Strike and then a 2-action spell.
Okay.
So that's it.
We are picking up at the top of round 3 of the Unforeseen Heroes' first dragon fight. Daegron.
Okay. Just to make sure it's up and we're good to defend, he's going to he takes kind of a stance with his weapon out, and he's going to put his dueling parry on, and then he is going to do a slam down attack on the closest demon to him here. All right. So for the attack on him, 28 to hit.
28 will hit.
Okay, so he brings it down heavy overhead at him, and then he will attempt to trip him right afterwards.
Before you get to do that,
Okay.
you will need to dodge the burning blood that comes out of him from your weapon's hit. It gushes over you, and you are
Oh, that
coated.
hurts.
You are coated in some burning fire blood. Not persistent, just upfront damage. 2 points of fire damage. Nothing much. But you are now, and you're in the second action. You're going for the trip. It sounds like.
Yeah, it was the slam down attack. So that was a 36 on the athletics.
36 on the athletics will critically trip him.
Just for 1 point when he falls to the ground.
I'm
And then
applying
with
that
the
point.
last action, he will bring the axe around at the full map on the downed creature here.
You're hasted. I think you still have one more, right?
No, it's parry,
Oh,
double
I
for the
didn't hear the
slam
parrying.
down,
Got it.
and then the last, yep.
And
And a
13
13 to hit, so that'll
will
miss.
Vanarel.
All right. Well, the dragon flew away, so that must mean he's scared of me. So I will keep raining arrows over at him. Here he is. I checked this earlier. Yeah, he's still in range of my short bow. And the arrows seem to do the trick, so I'm not going to question that too much. I'm just going to let these fly and hopefully connect with them. 32.
That will hit.
Okay.
Sorry, did you move a striking to this one? I noticed it was just the 1d6.
I have not.
Okay.
But I will then. He's taking the damage, which is good. I don't think that second one's going to hit. Only an 18, though.
That will miss.
How do archers do this? 22, also not going to do it. Okay.
Okay. The demons are up next. The first one is the one to the north. And I think it's going to start off by spitting. it's kind of vomiting toward Vanarel. And it's putting down a 20-foot line, which covers you. And I will need a reflex save. As you are standing in
Yay.
burning, greasy vomit. Um,
Oh,
you are fine. You managed to dodge all the chunks and the burniness. It is difficult terrain underneath you. And if you move, you may fall prone, but right now you're fine. And it then spends its third action, just attacking Daegron with a sword. 26 versus AC is going to miss naturally, but the
29.
dueling parry made it even better. And then the other one is going to, you see just smoke start billowing off of it as it releases a cloud of thick, thick smoke in a 10-foot burst around it. Everything within there is concealed. And if you're not a Bromoriac, you need to give me a fortitude save against the choking, horribly smelling, thick black smoke here. Oh, and you're fine.
Natural
Uh,
20.
And he will then attack you once, just like the other one did. But a 23 is going to miss. The dragon is up next, and it is very unhappy about Dezi. So I'm pretty sure it's going
Supposed
after.
to defend me.
He,
It's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
yep, he is going to come down a little bit. He's still 5 feet off the ground, but he is now within some reach, possibly. He is going to try to bite you once with a 33 against AC. Doesn't quite pull off a crit on you for a very low damage roll of 19 points of damage. And it's going to go for a second jaws rather than a claw. It wants to eat you. It doesn't seem happy with going for the less damage attack. And a 27 to hit will still hit for 19 more damage. And it is Libbiel's turn.
Libby is going to move from here to here. And here, Vanna, please take this. You are now quickened.
oh, thank you.
It looks like it's 5 feet off, so it's in your reach if you want to switch back to.
And Dezi.
Okay, Desi's looking very injured right now. So I don't know I'm going to be able to do much more than heal myself. Let me think. Actually, I will stride away. Head to there. Actually, go there instead. I will cast a life boost on myself.
Was that a double move to get there or a single move? That was a single
Single,
move.
40. Yeah, I believe that was within 40.
Yep. And what's your third action then?
And I think I need to down this dragon, so I'm going to take a single shot at the dragon, basically cowering behind Vanarel over there a little bit.
That will hit. 30 against AC.
Yep, for 15 points of damage.
Top of round 4, Daegron. You keep healing 8 points from life boost.
Okay. We're going to keep his, or we'll start off. We'll see how it goes. We'll start with the down Brmorak. He is in the cloud, so he'll need to do is it 5 or 11?
DC 5.
Okay, he'll do the DC 5 check. Yes. Okay, so he gets that with a 14. So now he is going to try to bring the axe down on it while it's still on the ground here. for a 36 to hit.
That is going to crit it.
For 30 points of damage. Now it's going to be immobilized on the ground. Um,
Oh, yes, it is immobilized. It does, yes. So
and
immobilized
I'm going to.
and clumsy as long
I
as it
don't know about.
lasts.
Do you need me to roll another check for cleaving into the other with my critical
No, I believe choose
specialization?
one of the creature adjacent. If its AC is lower than your attack roll, you deal damage to the creature equal to the result of the weapon die you rolled, including it isn't doubled. So I just need to adjust the damage you did. I'm just going to call it half damage because that's
Sure.
It was
close
8.
enough. Yeah. It was 8. No, not other bonuses. So it
There's
just
no
it is
strength or
doesn't
anything.
cast.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So 72. There we go. And
Okay.
both of them, that was slashing damage, so you'll take
Yep.
boiling blood from both of them. So I need 2 of these saves. So you're taking half of this as both of them shower you in their burning blood. You take 2 points and 1 point, so 3 points total from that. And I think you
Okay.
still have 3 actions left at this point.
Yep, that was just the swing. So why not just keep it going? So at his second map here, he's going to bring it down again. Let's see what we get here. A 25 to hit.
That will hit again.
Okay, and with forceful as he brings it down harder the second time for 18 points of damage.
And this is not a reaction, so you have to keep.
He'll keep doing it
Yep.
until they stop moving.
Natural ones, you're taking double this. You're taking 8 points.
And then let's see, what has he got left here? So he's got 2 actions left. He's already done what he needs. He's going to this spot over here would be outside of the smoke, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he circles them in the smoke and kind of gets out of it, so he's not staying in there. And then with his last action, he'll use his dueling parry again.
Did we forget to do the flat check on the second attack?
Do I need to do it when I've targeted them for the first attack?
You do.
Okay, let's do that. Hey,
So
we
that-
didn't get it.
so that also
So,
means- so-
drop the 18.
Drop the 18 and also take the 8 points off because that would not have.
Hey, the little victories.
Yep, we'll roll that back. So no damage, no splash damage. You missed. Vanarel.
And then he moves around.
All right. This dragon, I think, just made a critical mistake. It got down inside my range if I was up there with a bunch of hammers. So, first action here, I am going to... First, I'm going to turn to Dezi for a moment. And just, can I roll this in the chat from here? Oh, there it is, okay. With the healer's gloves, I'm just going to tap Dezi because you got tagged pretty badly there. Have that back, Dezi. The first action. Second, no problem. Hey, did you do something with your hair? All right, anyway, sorry. Second action. A free action. I'm going to drop the bow. Second action will be to pick up the hammer that I dropped here. That is. Let me put this back in my hand. It is the Warhammer. Action 3, as I am hasted, so I have more options here. I don't know if I still need to make any kind of check as I leave this disgusting slippery square.
You don't.
Okay. So I'm going to get 30 feet to here with the bounded boots. And for my fourth action, I am going to unload and flurry on this thing.
You only have one weapon in hand,
I only have one hammer in my hand. I knew there was something I needed.
So you can't flurry. You can just do a regular strike.
Kill you normal. No! A natural one. All that is too much. Too much is sunk into this. Too much drama. I need to re-roll this with the hero point and crit him instead. Well, I'll just miss him on.
You'll miss him instead.
It's a
Okay.
really good plan up until the end.
Wonderful plan. Yep. Dice had a different story to tell. Okay. This one is going to. I like that idea. Nope, I don't like that idea. It was looking at trying to push you off that ledge, but in spite of being a goat with goat horns, it has no sort of shove or athletics, so it's not going to do that. It's already spit, so it can't spit again, but it can fume. So it's going to make the more smoke around it and try to strike at you once. And with a 19 on the die for a 32 is going to hit you.
Fort save for the cloud?
No, he is not affected by the... Oh,
No, me.
yes,
Sorry.
you will need a new fort save from the cloud. Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. Here you go. You succeed. You are not sickened by the cloud. The other one is going to stand up.
And if I can, well, he's no, actually, sorry, he's immobilized on
That's
the
right.
ground.
He has to do that check first. So that is, I believe, an
I believe
acrobatics
23?
is allowed to try it.
Unarmed also works, but yeah.
Yep.
So one action gets
That'll be out.
unimmobilized. Also gets rid of the clumsy. One action stand up. And then one
Okay, and
action.
can I target when he's concealed?
You can.
Or
You will have the flat check, so you might miss,
Yep.
but so you
there's
succeed
a
at the
10.
flat check. And you crit
He's also immobilized again.
if he's alive.
Jeez.
He is still alive, so he is immobilized. He is not prone again. But
Doesn't the specialization go off too?
the specialization does go off, so we'll do.
Yeah.
You open that up. You do. Looks like 7 points of damage to the other one.
Okay, give me my bleeding blood.
Yep, bleeding blood from both of them. So here's the 2 saves. Success and critical success. So only 1 set of damage, so half of this first one. For 6 points, so 3 points to you. It has 1 action left. It's immobilized, not restrained. It is standing, so it is going to swing at you with its 3rd action. But misses. And that was both of them. The dragon is up next, who is going to go flying away. Over to Dezi again.
Get him, Daegron.
Not before I whack him one.
Yep.
Stay still.
But you will miss.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
Let's see. I need to scroll up and see what happens when it tries to use its breath weapon, because it did recharge after only 1 round not
I can
active.
repost it.
I think I've almost scrolled back up to it. No, go ahead and repost it, please. It's taking more time to find it. Okay,
It's just
so
funny for your post.
the first time they use the chosen ability each round, they take damage. And it had the... What did it have on that? Do you remember if it was a critical fail or just a regular fail, right?
You rolled it secretly,
Oh,
so
I have to scroll back up. Sorry about that. It's been a while. That was before the shadow projectile. Here it is. It had a... Did I roll it?
did you?
I thought I saw a secret roll.
Then,
I saw a
guess.
secret
No,
roll.
the
I don't
secret
know
roll was the roll for the breath weapon recharge. To know how many rounds it wasn't active.
And probably not. That was the
No,
only
wait.
secret roll
Does
I
it
saw.
roll or you roll?
The target attempts a
It's
will save.
Okay, a will save.
Right.
It doesn't seem to have the... Press the higher damage button, and we'll see if that gives me the will save to roll. Because there was no
Okay.
will save that showed up. Yep. Okay, that's why I
Oh, there
forgot
you go.
to. Whoops. That's why I forgot to roll it.
We never really decided if it was the higher or lower, so I just kind of didn't press that button.
It got a critical success. So
I can there's no way I could like hero point to make him re-roll that.
no,
Damn.
too bad, because that was an awesome idea. It then uses its breath weapon again. And let's see. I think it can get 3 of you this time. So Dezi, Libbiel, and Vanarel, I need you all to give me a reflex save. Dezi got a very important success, I think. Vanarel has a fail. Libbiel has
No.
a critical fail, which is being
No.
re-rolled into a regular fail.
I am not taking double
So
fire.
Vanarel and Libbiel are taking 34 each. Dezi is taking 17. That was its whole turn.
Ah.
Libbiel is dying, it looks like. So Libbiel's initiative moves right before it. Dezi, you are up next.
Vanarel, get this thing, I guess. Oh, actually, no. Yeah. Huh. Sorry, a lot just happened with those last rolls. I'm gonna be stupid and stay here, I guess. Yeah, Vanarel, can you get this dragon? Make it go away. Is it still 5 feet above the ground?
It is still 5 feet above the ground.
It's still
Okay.
there. Can you get Libbiel?
Oh, right. I'm out of that too. And no life boost left. I can. Sure. I'll get Libbiel. I will cast a heal on Libbiel, and I think I'm going to stride away because that seems like a good strategy.
It was so full of bees, Desi.
Go to there. You've got that, and that was my full turn.
Okay, round 5. Daegron.
Okay, started off here. So we've got this restraint immobilized one within this cloud. He sees it's getting close to its last legs. He's going to try to target it here.
You're able to
Gets it.
target it.
So he is going to do a strike on it here. Brings the axe high for 34.
That is another crit.
Oh.
And I am pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that is going to kill it, given that it had 2 HP. But that does mean it still
Gonna
squirts blood at
cleave.
you one last time. So first you need to take some damage from this. Oh, and the cleave,
Yep.
yes, will do, let me look at how much damage it is. 6 points. And the second reflex save. So you critical success on the first one. And a
And a failure
failure on the second one. For 6 more points of fire damage. You have 3 actions left.
Okay, he is going to rotate around, keeping an eye on this creature to get himself out of the smoke again. And then he will attempt to target it as it's still in the cloud here with a 6. So he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's just going to he'll do the second strike on it here.
I will
This will
need
get
another
sweep.
fortitude save from you because you did start your turn inside the smoke again. But you
Yep.
crit him again, and that's not going to change even if you get a bad thing. Oh, actually, that will change.
I might.
That is a critical fail.
Ugh.
You are sickened 2, which is enough to change that crit into a regular hit.
Okay. And then, so that'll be 16 points of damage.
And reflex save from the boiling blood. Half of this.
23.
Half of 7, 3 points.
And then he is going to use his last action, especially as he starts coughing and almost like trying to hold himself back from getting sick from this cloud. He is going to raise his weapon up and try to fend it off with the dueling parry.
Vanarel.
Okay. Still have one hammer in my hand, which means I have one free. I am going to just real quickly battle medicine myself, I think. I'm not feeling the greatest after all this. I will shoot for the DC 20 just to see if I can get a little extra quick emergency, and I did not do it. Okay. Action 2 will then be to stride to here. Still can't get him, just far enough away. All right, action 3. I will pull my other hammer and have that out now. That I'm definitely ready this time for sure.
Okay.
There's other hammer. I will draw that. And then for the fourth action, I will skirmish strike. I will step forward and whack him at least one time. Coming away with a 30.
That will hit.
I have 19.
And this is the first time you've hit it with bludgeoning damage. Its
Yes.
bones shatter and spray bone shards in all directions.
Oh,
Everyone close to it, which is just you, needs to give me a reflex save.
okay.
That is
20.
a
Oh.
failure.
Yep.
You're taking 21 points of piercing damage.
I
It
don't know
is
what swearing sounds like in Elven, but I'm sure you're all hearing it right now.
up next is the fiend near Daegron, who is out of fun tricks. It can't make a smoke cloud. It can't breathe more burning vomit. It's down to just attacking. Or it could try. It's going to try something a little crazy. It's casting a spell that would provoke.
Okay, so we'll attempt to target it. I got an 11.
You're able to target, but you
That one.
critically miss. So it is casting Dispel Magic on you. And let's see, is this all right? This is all correct. It gets rid of your haste, I believe. Yes, that's a critical success or rank 6 or lower. Your haste is gone. And it will then swing once at you. And miss. Libbiel, you are prone on the ground. You are pretty well healed. You've dropped whatever you were holding.
I'm going to stand up and pick up my staff because it was dropped. So I'm going to just pick it back up. And we're going to cast a the life boost on Vanarel.
Okay. The dragon is up next. It is going to take a bite at Vanarel.
Well, I have both my hammers now, so it can't possibly hit me.
It can't. It missed. It's then
I
going to
can't.
fly
Well,
away.
oh, no, you don't. No more. No more. Once in the face on the way through.
It does hit once.
Okay. Stop moving, you dragon.
Top of the round, so it got its reaction back, so I will need that save from you again as the bone shards go flying everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
You saved. You dodge all the shards. Having seen it once, you're easily able to dodge and handle it this time around.
Yeah, that sucked. Never again. Never again.
It then makes another bite at Dezi. It will hit Dezi again with a 31 against AC for 21 points of damage, and it is now Dezi's turn, assuming you're still standing, as you get
Yeah,
8 healing back.
kinda. Kind of sick of these things. Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm gonna cast Holy Cascade. As I pull out a vial of holy water and huck it. I think this is gonna work.
So at
That looks just fine to me.
just barely getting both of them.
Well,
Okay.
but
That's
it's
just
back.
scam.
Yeah, either way, it works, you know?
The Ravener succeeded. The Fiend failed. So on a fail, let's see.
Yeah, it might try to double this, but like it does the spirit damage too. Which,
Deals an additional. Yeah, so if you want to press the 66.
Well, the weaknesses might be doubled, so
Yeah,
you might
so
have to
I'm going to apply. Yeah, I'll see what happens when we do the bludgeoning first. Sorry, so this one failed. So it took extra from that. And was he supposed to? He was supposed to, but he should not take it from the next one. So we need to give him. I'll give him 5 more right now, and then we'll apply the 21. Almost, but not quite. Also, let me see. You call upon sacred energy to amplify a vial of holy water. It explodes in an enormous burst, dealing bludgeoning damage to all creatures from the cascade of water. It does have the water trait. Dousing a demoniac with water, either ordinary or from a water effect, causes no physical harm but deals mental damage to it. Roll me 3d6.
Okay.
All right.
Extinguish that goat.
I totally knew that was going to happen. Oh my.
Ooh.
It dies. And then
Yeah,
now
so-
the dragon is taking half of these damage, so we'll take half of the first one. I'm going to give it back its 10. And then we'll apply the half of the second one. This one will get the 10. It died of a bath. And the dragon is still up, but it looks like it has taken a lot of damage. It is not able to do its reaction again to the bludgeoning damage, which could have hit Dezi, but it only has the one reaction per round. Daegron.
Yeah. Well, I've got one
Okay.
action left.
Oh, you have
which
one action left, sorry.
Getting out of here.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it. I'm not doing so well. So yeah.
Daegron.
So as Dezi moves away, Daegron's going to go charging in. So sudden charge for 2 actions.
Give me a reflex save. You
Okay.
strode over the grease.
Yep. I think the smoke's still there. He wouldn't notice. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. It's a
We're
fairly low
good.
level
Okay.
effect.
So he comes charging through the smoke, and he's going to leap towards this dragon and try to catch it before it can get away. The crits are getting matched by crit misses here.
Yep. I think you still have...
That'll put one more.
Yep.
From the sudden charge is 2. I lost the haste, and so he'll try to bring with a upswing afterwards.
That
a 26. The sickened is
misses.
just putting me down.
Yep, 27 is the AC. Vanarel.
All right. Here we go again.
Don't you guys have healing potions to drink?
This gun is doing laps. It's
The
fine.
dragon has to go down first. But if I'm on the ground, it's right here on my belt. So first action gets me here. So I can explain to Libbiel where to put the potion in my corpse if I fall down. Second action, I can't get down to complete opposite sides of
You
it. But
could get there and then skirmish if you wanted to.
yeah, I will. I can skirmish from there.
Yeah, because then you'd step into a flank and swing, right?
It depends if you
Yep.
want to do the twin takedown
The twin
without
takedown or the
without
skirmish.
flank,
Yeah.
or the one strike with flank. That's your
I mean,
choice.
I am. The thing is, like, I
You're getting your
am
second
hasted,
attack. Yeah.
so I can use my third action just to step to here and then flurry on him.
That's true
Do a
as
twin
well. Yeah,
takedown.
you have a
That's
number of
true. Yeah,
options.
yeah.
So I will do that. I feel like I want this thing to stop. Stupid ghost dragon. I will. Yeah, I'm going to use twin takedown on this thing. And I'm not going to connect with the first. Oh, I didn't even do the flurry action.
That's fine. You can still
Or
roll the other
flurry
one.
macro. Yep.
That hits.
28 though. Clocking it with the little one for 13.
And that destroys it.
Oh,
And
thank the gods.
and it does not explode on death. Like has been a
Well,
theme
Actually,
often.
Didn't think about that.
So, you know.
Let's end the encounter. Before you start doing anything, there is some box text here, so give me a second. Eindo rushes in with multiple other agents, as well as Dalamian, and they explain they can guarantee you a brief 10-minute rest here, and some of the other agents and elves with them start seeing to your wounds. You all get back your focus points. You can use consumable items. You can recover from the effects of the breathing soot from the Abyssal Firestorm. You get all your healing points back with stuff they've brought with them. Either some elixirs they've poured into you, as well as some spells. If anyone needs restoration or cleanse affliction, I believe as it's now called, she can, Eindo can use up to 3 of those for you. I don't think any of you have any of those effects though.
Fall under it?
The drained would have already been gone. That would have fallen off.
Not mine, I don't think.
Uh,
I had multiple stacks, and it's only after a night.
you would have lost 1 stack with the full night's
She's
rest we
down to
had.
drained 1.
Yeah,
So-
and so I'm at 1 right now.
Okay, in that case, she will try to clear that. Let me double check. Cleanse Affliction can get that with the rename of stuff. I'm pretty sure it can. Cleansed Affliction. No, that does not get drained. Does Restoration still exist? Or is that also renamed into something else?
They're the different abilities, and so
Pure
I
body?
forget what it is. Yeah, pure body.
Let's see. Pure Body?
It's
Not
something along those lines.
Not seeing that. Okay, I'm going to check Arcas and Nethys. We'll do it faster that way. Let's see. Restoration, Arcas and Nethys says it's legacy content. It doesn't tell me actually what the
Sound body.
sound body. Okay.
Sound body,
Either
that's-
way, it looks like heightening to level 4 can get drained, and it is heightening to level 4. So it will do. Looks like it does not need a counteract check. It just does it. So yes, you can get rid of your drain condition. So
Yeah.
you should be all healed to full. Looks like you have your focus points back. Your wounded would be cleared, Dezi. And otherwise, I think you look ready to continue onward.
Am I wounded too?
No, your wounded is gone.
Okay.
You said Dezi. I wasn't
sorry.
wounded, so it's gonna be no problem.
She also
Oh.
will cast, or sorry, not she, yeah, Dalamian will, one of her elves with her is going to cast a Anticipate Peril on all of you. Let me get that effect.
It's okay, Libby. All the spellcasters look the same.
I don't know why
Yeah,
I'm having trouble
really.
with that one. I've done that more often than I care to admit.
It's okay. It's Dezi, Libby, kind of similar, you know.
Just like Daegron and Vanarel swing stuff, and who can tell them apart, really?
Exactly. We have weapons. We're both green.
So this is going to give you It says it should be a +2, not the +1 that I think was applied to you. But on your next initiative roll, you will get a +2. We might have to add one more than the condition I put on you handles.
If it matters, I think we can adjust it after.
Yeah. Eindo and all of them say they are going to stay and make sure nothing surrounds you from the back as you deal with the main problem here. So, ablaze trees surround a clearing consumed by flame. A fiery ritual circle, almost 80 foot in diameter. Let me actually share the art with you while we talk about this. Rises 2 feet from the ground. Small sigils inside the circle further illuminate the interior. An inky black pit in the center of the circle leads into the bowels of the earth. Even looking at the pit invokes a sense of wrongness and vertigo. Outside the circle, 5 blazing runes are visible, each with trolls bound by iron chains stand above them. Tendrils of lightning-filled smoke tie the 5 sigils to a spectral figure hovering in the air above the rift. The spirit speaks, its voice booming above the blaze. You lesser creatures have hounded me at every turn. But you're too late. The great Urkshul shall rise and restore us to our rightful place as rulers of this world. You will rue the day you dared to defy me. Now die and let your souls feed my ritual. And we are rolling straight into initiative, pretty obviously there. Let me toggle you all in.
Oh, here we are, down in the corner. Okay.
Yep, and let me also hide. Why am I not? Why can't I zoom?
Plus and minus on the numpad.
That's working, at least. Thank you. Mouse wheel stopped working, which is my usual.
I hear you.
Okay, so let me roll them in. That felt like one too many rolls. Ah,
Looks like we do have one instance in which it mattered.
let's
Desi,
see. So let me check. Yes, no, Dezi would become a 25, but you lose ties. So
I
that
already know. Well, I win ties, but I did add the additional +1.
you already added. Okay, so you do that. Everyone else is fine as you are. Okay, so let me, I think, put the encounter tracker over here would be a little better for everyone seeing what's going on. Oh, and let me also fix Dezi's token likes to always proclaim Dezi's name. There we go. Okay. Up first is the spirit in the middle, which let me share the artwork. It's not too different than previous form you saw, but now he's not bound to a human. So you have a shadowy, kind of wraith-like, tabard-wearing cyclops with a glowing red eye and mouth. Its lower limbs seem to be non-existent, trail away into smoke and the ragged robes, while the hand and head are well-defined and look corporeal. Still being made of smoke, you feel. And it is going to... What does it want to do? It's going to... Yeah, it's also going to start off with a fireball. Why not? So I need reflex saves from all of you. We currently have a fail from Dezi, a fail from Vanarel, a critical fail from Libbiel, and a fail from Daegron. I'm not hearing any hero points. Here's your damage.
I wish I
Nothing
had
to work
one.
with. I gotta eat it.
Double that to Libbiel. And then it is going to...
Is Libbiel really unconscious already, or no?
She's unconscious.
Wait, 58 is what's your total HP? 54. Oh. Oh. Okay, Libbiel is dying too, apparently, right off the bat. Let me double check those conditions. We only have dying 1 on you right now. Let me up that 1 step. Dying 2. And Libbiel's initiative moves right before it. It is going to cackle with satisfaction of having already dropped someone. And maybe it's going to be a little overconfident then. Rather than staying put hovering over its pit into the bowels of the earth, it is going to fly forward towards you. Whoops, not that button. So it flies to there. It's not crossing the ring of fire, but it's coming closer. And as it flew, you do see one of the runes flash. The one over here flashes as it flies. You don't know what that means, but something is going on over there. Vanarel.
Okay. Well, first things first. I'm gonna get over here next to Libbiel. I will drop one of my hammers. I will pull the potion that the Pathfinders gave us.
Why not just bad medicine?
I don't trust my rolls at this point. Last time I tried that. So I will do the thing that I know is actually going to heal her, rather than either fail or worse, like I did to myself earlier. Get Libby back 26. That is all 3 of my actions. Stepping over to her, getting the potion, feeding it to her.
Okay, let me adjust. Looks like conditions are all good. Up next is Daegron. Oh, what's that? Oh, never mind.
Okay. So starting this off here, just confirm everything I'm seeing. So we have the trolls that are chained to rocks. Did you say here, like near
Yes,
where these
they're
runes
chained
are?
to poles above these
Oh,
glowing
poles. Okay.
sigils. Yep.
Okay, and then there's the fire all the way around. All right. So he's going to. Oh god, this is not a great position. At the very least, he's going to make some distance between his friends here. So he'll stride 25 this way. And this is a tricky one. If I go in, it's going to go bad for me, and we're stabilizing a little bit. Did you say he was flying right now?
He is flying. He was flying directly above that chasm in the center. Now
Yeah.
he is at ground level. He's not flying above the ground right now.
Okay. You know what? He's just gonna for his second one. He pulls one of the alchemist's fire out, and then just chucks it at the closest troll here. He does not trust what's about to happen here with all of them, so he will do this, and this way he doesn't get too far from the group. Held in one hand, and we go for the throw. 25 to hit.
25 to hit will hit.
All right, here comes the fire damage from the alchemist fire. 15, and then 2 splash.
And that was on that was on the troll, right?
Yep, the troll closest here.
Okay. It took
And that'll
25
be all of
damage
them.
and is on fire. And all of the trolls there, they can't move away from where they're tethered. So Dezi. Oh, probably should turn off life boost, Dezi. Yep. And take off that 8 healing you got. There you go.
Sorry, and did something heal there? Oh, okay, I see. Wait, what? Okay, stuff is
Yeah,
happening.
the one that just took damage healed. I thought the fire turned that off.
Oh,
It
okay.
should. Where do you see it healed?
Right above where I took persistent fire damage.
I don't see that it healed at all.
Yeah, I healed 20. I see it.
Oh, yes. Wait a second. What's going on there? Okay, yep, let me give it 20 back. I don't know why. I think Foundry doesn't know to turn that off sometimes. I'll have to watch that carefully.
Can you shift it away further? It was back 1 square, I think, right? Up and back. Okay. I guess I want to know what's going on with this ritual first. So I'm gonna try. You know what? I'll do a scholarly recollection on recalling knowledge on this ritual. Do I feel like this is a religious ritual?
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
what are these trolls doing here? That sort of thing, you know?
So you think the trolls are protecting these runes. You think you could disable the runes with a 2-action activity, and you think each rune is giving the spirit some extra powers. Like you noticed when this one over here flashed, you think that's what's allowing it to fly. You think without that rune active, it wouldn't have flying. You don't know what the other 4 runes are doing or giving to it. Um,
Okay.
the
Well, there's
other
one
bit,
that's.
because you're trying to
Go
learn
ahead.
about the ritual, right?
Yep.
The other thing I will tell you, it does feel like, to some level, they are doing a delaying action. You think it feels like you've actually felt minor earthquakes, as if there might be a creature crawling up that chasm.
Okay, well, let's deal with these ritual runes first. We've done some damage to that first troll, and it is also on fire, which seems good. It had a turn but didn't do anything. But it recovered from its fire. Okay.
Yes, it is no longer on fire.
I will I'm gonna utter some arcane words this time, and we're gonna cast. Oh no, this is too far, isn't it? Never mind, it isn't. I took an action. Or sorry. Let's see. I will cast a life boost then on, I think, myself at this point. Which leaves me 1 action. I'm going to assume we're going to try to down this troll in front. And Vanarel's got some of those fires on him too. So I will take a shot at... Actually, I'm going to cast Shield as my last action.
Libbiel.
Libbiel casts Warp Step on herself, giving her a little extra move speed, and is going to take the 2 stride actions. 1, 2 to get closer to the other side of the ritual. I'll try to get these guys. And
Okay.
she's going to use her last little bit to life boost herself.
I also saw a shield spell. Is that not being done? Oh, so that was Dezi's. Never mind. Got it. And let me take... You were prone from being knocked down, and you dropped your weapons again. Does that
Oh,
change any
okay.
of this?
You've got
I
fireballs. You
guess
might be better off dealing with the trolls with the fireballs with your staff.
yes, that does change a lot of this. I
Sorry.
had to
Yep.
stand
Stand
up,
up.
grab my staff, which is already 2 actions, and then life boost, I guess. I'll go to the other side of the ritual. I guess that's a preview for her next turn.
Okay, the spirit is up next. And what does he feel like doing? Well, as I said, he's feeling a little cocky about what's going on here. He's going to fly through the fire. It doesn't seem to affect him. And he's going to stop right here. And he has it looks like he's reaching out with a claw, which is currently actually 20-foot reach. So he's going to stop there and reach out with a claw toward Daegron. With a 35 against AC.
Yep, that'll hit.
For 23 points of damage, and I will need a fortitude save, as it does feel like it is trying to pull something back with its claw after hitting you.
Does this count as a demon or is it undead?
This is a undead.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. 21.
And you are back to drained 1 again.
Oh, old friend.
And you notice it become a little more solid. And it's going to try... Now, it's going to retreat back inside of its wall of fire. Flies back inside. You see the flying rune glow. You have not seen... Oh, you also saw... Which one? You saw the third rune. So you saw the rune right here glowed as it made its attack. You think that's what's giving it super long reach. Vanarel.
Okay, I will grab my hammer off the ground. I will follow Daegron's general direction, and I don't want to get too close to the trolls until I can actually do something in the same moment. So I will take my third action to move up here and maybe give that thing inside the ring of fire choices. That's me.
Okay. Up next is going to be Daegron.
Right. So looking here, this troll that's bound, does it look like it could attack me, or is its arms?
Yes. It looks like it can attack you within its reach, but it cannot move from where it is bound.
Okay. So does it get is it off guard or anything against him then?
No.
Okay. So he's just going to go striding in on this one here, and especially since we've seen this rune glowing, he'll try to do something about it. Let's see. Does he want to? I think his best bet's just to start flurrying with it. So he'll go for the snagging strike on the first. Get that there. And get the alchemist fire out of my hand because that messes with it. And here we go. So a 26 to hit.
That will hit.
For 20 points of damage. And then he'll follow up the snagging strike with a third at his map.
That will also hit 21 against AC.
Okay, and we get a little more forceful as he brings it in harder on the second hit for another 20 points. And that'll be all of his actions.
Okay, it has not taken fire damage again this turn. So it
took
does...
fire damage at the end of its last turn.
Doesn't it have
That's-
persistent fire?
No, it saved
Yeah,
versus that.
Saved,
it went away.
Switching is
That's true. It did go away. Let's see. What is the exact wording of this? Regains the list of hit points at the beginning of its turn. If it takes damage of a certain type, duration until the end of its next turn. So it does not heal. That's 20.
Excellent.
But it does have someone it can bite. So it's going to spend 3 actions biting at Daegron. Bite number 1, bite number 2, bite number 3. And it looks like it's going to miss with all 3 of those.
Just holding in there.
Dezi.
okay. These things seem pretty easy to hit. So I think I'm going to move slightly forward here. Perfect. Oh, it says that one's dead? No, it's not.
No. Oh, that's
It's weird.
That is oh,
Yeah.
hmm,
Is it at 0?
no. There it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
I maybe didn't hit enter when I tabbed out, so it didn't actually update its hit points and left it at
We'll
null string.
target it and utter some Arcana and cast Ignition at it. That attack roll looked way low.
That was a 2 on the die.
It was
Plus-
using charisma for some reason.
Okay, yeah. Let me. Oh,
Is this a spell from a
I forgot. I would not use that attack then. Sorry. Let me do something else here.
I'll allow it. But is this a spell from a dedication
Oh,
or from an innate thing?
Just because I'll re-roll. Yeah, it's from an innate. I forgot that it was my one tradition that uses something I can't use that well. Either way, I will strive to hear, and in that case, Daegron, you have good stuff to hit this thing with. I deducted a hero point just because I only think that's fair. I rolled a 2 to hit. I'm actually gonna cast Holy Light on the one that's further away.
Okay, that's the one to the north, it looks like. Yep, got it.
Yeah. And I burned a hero point, so I cannot roll a second hero point on this.
That's
That
a
seems
critical hit, though. They do
Looks
not have
fire
the...
is all that matters, but
Yeah.
that's okay. The fire is kind of the point.
Okay, it took 36 points of damage from that.
Was that doubled? Sorry.
Double plus the plus the weakness. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was some bad rolls. Okay, good. That's fine though.
Okay.
That was my full turn.
That one. I'm just making sure none of the ones are... That one does not heal. That's what I was watching for. Libbiel.
All right. Well, it looks like people are going up for this one. So I'll just go with this one.
We might need to disarm the runes, and that one's only barely injured. So I was assuming you'd head north and maybe deal with that one.
Are you sure? Because I could just like. All right.
Well, then again, you have fireball. You could hit multiple of them in a single shot, right?
Yeah.
They're a little spread out. It might be hard to get two at once. I'm not sure.
Let me just check a thing real quick.
I think you could hit the north too. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, 40 feet of movement would take Libby here. Range 500 feet. Okay.
Yeah, Fireball's range is always fun. So where are you dropping this?
I'm gonna scam it so that it hits both of them. Kind of looks like I can't. Maybe deliberately. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. Honestly, I thought they would be a little more on the runes, but
That is not getting both. That's only getting one.
yeah, like I said,
Yep. Okay. But so that's the final answer? The
yeah,
one...
because I can't get them both.
It is going to crit fail. So roll your damage. It's taken twice. Fire erupts, and it is dead. And as it dies, you see its body very quickly decay and just turn into smoke that gets rushed into that, through this ring of fire and down into that crevice into the hole. The rune
Oh,
is still glowing.
maybe we don't kill them.
Maybe we deal with the runes while they're on it, I guess? Do we think that's possible?
But that was your whole turn. We are up to what is he going to do? I think he likes what he did last time. He'll pick on someone else, though. He's going to fly to there. He's going to reach out at Vanarel with a claw.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yes, that one is fine. So he's going to crit you.
Yep.
With a natural 20, 44 points of damage, and a fort save from you.
Okay. 18.
And this one is only drained 1. It doesn't double drain. And it is looking even more healthy, more solid, and it flies back over its crevasse. Vanarel.
All right. Well, if killing off these trolls is the name of the game, I will try to collect my all my blood that just got scraped out a second ago. I will head down here to deal with this troll next to Daegron. Don't think I want to be in that ring of fire. So I will move to here. I will set this as my hunted prey, and I will flurry on him. Just a quick 1-2.
That is, it looks like a critical hit and a regular hit for 50 combined damage. And that one has taken fire damage, so it is also dead, and it turns into smoke and ash, and it flies down into the pit. I'll just move the dead ones out of the way.
Into the darkness.
Yes.
Hey,
But I
you
can
want
just
to
stay
wait
for
to
a
see if
while.
I can take care of the rune before you go charge it or doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I got plans.
Daegron, you're up.
Okay. So he's flying over this pit.
He is flying over that pit.
Daegron does a weapon swap, and he pulls his short bow off his back and swaps from his weapon. So that is one action.
How long does the short bow last from the armory bracelet? Is it
In
permanent?
an hour,
An
or
hour.
actually, it's an hour. It loses its striking, but it's still a +1.
Got it. Okay. It's still within the hour, so.
Yep. And then we'll put this one away, and then he's going to shoot a felling strike at this creature. So a felling strike, I get to make a strike against it. If it hits and it's flying, it falls up to 120 feet.
Okay. And given that this pit is, well, you don't know how deep it is, but
I don't. So oops, I need to add ammo. That's unfortunate. Even though it creates ammo. Either way, let me just manually roll this here because it won't let me. So this is going to be at a +14. A 26 to hit.
a 26 will miss.
Oh, and that'll be all of his actions then while he waits for Dezi on this rune.
Okay. What is it doing? A dead troll is regenerating. Not a problem. Dezi.
Desi's going to stride. Shoot. 10, 15, 20. To like, I figure I might be doing some rounds here. And how do I disable this rune?
You would guess that you can disable this with either acrobatics, arcana, athletics, occultism, or religion. If you are fluent in Cyclops, you get a +2 on this. And it
Try
is
an
a
occultism.
2-action activity, as you would expect.
I kind of figured.
That is a critical success, which doesn't matter. It's success and critical success are the same in a row. And that rune is disabled. And as we said, that rune was, I think, the one giving him flight. No, that's the one giving him
No.
reach.
The claw attack
Yeah,
thing. Or
okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so he let me put an X over that one. I don't have a way to turn off the rune. We'll just do that.
Daegron and Vanarel. Well, yeah, maybe athletics works too.
Okay, good.
We'll do. There we go. That doesn't quite show what I want it to show. Let's make it more opaque. There we go. That's turned off rune. Okay. That was your turn though, right, Dezi?
Yep, that was all of it. The runes seem more important than him, I think.
Libbiel,
To turn off the rune, is it a 2 action or 1 action?
2 action.
And have to be on top of it.
Have to be next to one of the squares that seems to be including it.
Okay.
I'm considering most of them like a 2x2.
Would a dispel magic for an appropriate tradition work or no?
Sure. If you want to do that at range, I'll allow it.
Okay. Libby is going to move to here and hit this one across the rune circle with a dispel magic. It's 120 feet. I figured that probably works.
Yes, which one you said? The one across the circle? Okay, the one you said was doing the
Yeah.
flying. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
So dispel, roll the counteract. That will counteract. So that one will also be off. Let me make a copy of my drawing here.
Is that the one giving him flying?
That is the one giving him
Yeah.
flying.
That's better than
Yep,
your
dude.
shop, Daegron.
Hey, I'm glad something did it.
So he is going to be, I'm going to say minus 120.
Woof.
And do you have another action?
No, I don't.
You
I
don't.
moved and I
Okay.
dispelled.
It is up next. It does not have a fly speed, but it is incorporeal, and I'm going to say it effectively will have a climb speed of its regular speed to make its way up the wall in its incorporeal state. So 3 actions, and it is now at minus, well, it's now, you don't see it. It is still below, whoops, nope, that did the wrong thing. It is still below the ground. You do not see it, but it has spent its turn
Okay.
trying to get back up to the surface. Vanarel.
Um, sorry, I was just trying not to laugh at that spirit thing essentially being wildly coyoted into a pit.
I think I will do an extra hero point to. We've already given an extra one, I think, to both Libbiel and Dezi, so I will give one to Daegron for the felling strike attempt, even if it failed, because that would have been cool.
The idea was there. Libby just managed to do it.
All right, next, I guess I'm gonna move to the next troll. Just right from here, I will designate this fellow down here at the very bottom of the circle as my hunted prey. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to him. Yeah, I won't be able to get to him this turn.
You might not want to designate till next turn if you can get a hit in. Up to you.
Well, I don't feel like standing toe to toe with an angry troll tied to a post either.
That's also fair. But
So,
You could
um,
throw a fire at it, yeah.
that's going to require more swapping out of. Move to here. Swapping out of web. I have a hammer in each hand, so that's another thing for next turn. So that's going to be me right there. Just
Okay.
advancing closely on that troll.
Daegron.
All right. Libby's reading my mind. He pulls another one of his alchemist fires as he strides forward 25 feet, and he's going to throw one at this troll. For a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh, really bad damage roll, but hey, that's not what we need it for.
Yep, turns off the regeneration. That was your whole turn?
That's everything.
Okay. So you see it's 17. I know it's going to heal him. Oh, I skipped over Dezi. Dezi.
Desi's gonna do the stupid thing that Vanarel didn't want to do. Don't worry, Vanarel. I'll be your tank. 20, 30, 35. Can I disable from there? I assume
Yes,
these
you
things can
can.
reach me anyways, but I'll go there anyways.
He can reach you from there. And you know, trolls usually have an AOO, but they've not been taking him, so. 28 is going to be a success. That one is also now disabled.
What did that do, I wonder?
You never saw what that one did. Let's see, that was number 4. I'll let you know. 4 disabled a Abyssal Spite action, which, what would that have done, you ask? Let me see. I don't think it ever got a chance to use that. Abyssal Spite is a 60-foot ranged attack it would have that does do some mental damage with a will save, but it would rather use its claws and do more damage and drain people, so that's why it's not been using that.
Yeah, that was my full turn. So
Okay. So troll, and this one takes the damage back. Troll. Oh, wait. No, that troll actually does take its turn because Dezi's right there. Forgot about that. So it's going to target you with three jaws attacks, Dezi. It has reach. But it looks like it's going to miss with the first one, miss with the second one, and miss with the third one. Both the second and third probably could have been hits if they'd been earlier in the map sequence.
there. Yeah, I
No,
kinda
actually,
figured.
no. The middle
No.
one couldn't. The last one definitely
Yeah,
could have.
last one certainly.
Libbiel.
Okay, Libbiel is going to move the last little bit to turn off this rune. So let's do. So Libby speaks the language of the Cyclopses, and can I use the Cyclops lore on this?
Um,
The Kamadin lore?
Min-Kadim lore, I will allow it in this case, yes.
Okay. I don't know. I just thought it's thematic.
It definitely is. That is another one disabled.
All right. That's another one.
And that was one that was giving it a reaction, which it's never had a chance to use. The reaction was Vengeful Flash. A creature makes a successful melee attack against it or an acrobatics check to tumble through, and it hits you with void damage as a gotcha. That was your turn. It finishes crawling back to the surface. And it's no longer in the pit, so you can't knock it right back down. Vanarel.
Okay, so this rune here is disabled.
You have disabled 4 of the 5 runes.
Right. I was saying, like, it is if they're already disabled, are the trolls even a factor? I don't know if anyone has thought that. It's like it's like
Uh,
this rune here is done. This
I'd
troll
say-
is tied to a pole.
I'd say go after him.
Okay, yeah, I can finish the job. He is on fire right now, also. So, all right, I've already got him designated. So I will step in toe to toe with him.
The boss, but that's fine. Whatever you want to do.
And I will start with war. There we go. All right, I will flurry on this one. See if I can just maybe finish him off.
51 points of damage. Very nice. 2 hits. Look, critical hit and a hit. 36 on
Right,
the crit and 28 on
yeah.
the regular hit. Doesn't quite kill it, but
Okay.
it is knocked prone unless it makes a save. Well, fort saves are their good saves.
Right.
But no, it falls prone.
Okay. Let's see if I can just finish him then with a final swing using the third action.
That will hit again. 20 against
Hey,
AC. Another
64.
troll dies, and you see it turn into smoke and flow into the pit. Just
All
actually,
right, that was
let me
me.
just delete these so they stop regenerating off to the side. Okay, Daegron.
Okay, so even with the runes disabled, we still see him flow into the pit. So whether it's good or bad, we can't control it. He's going to turn and look towards this Cyclops in the center. How intense is this fire?
It feels hot. You know, you would have to do a reflex save if you go across. No, a will save if you go across it.
Okay, he's going to attempt to sudden charge through it, just puts his shoulder forward and tries to just charge at this creature.
Give me a will save. I don't have a macro for it.
Yep,
That
32.
is a success. So you only take. Oh, I rolled on the wrong sheet. That's fine. 6 points of fire damage.
All right.
Not
Okay, so
not
that is,
horrible.
and then he's going to sudden charge through and get a strike on this creature as he gets close. Ooh, and that is a nat 20.
That is a crit.
Okay, so we're looking at 36 points of damage. He will be
He
immobilized.
only took 26 of that. Um, I'm going to say the immobilized does not work on him.
Oh, incorporeal. Yeah.
Incorporeal.
Yep, that makes sense. And then why not? Let's go in for a snagging strike as the second one here, so we can help other people get a swing in. Oh, let me see here. Oh, the macro's not working exactly right, but let's just do this. This will be at a -5.
That will
Ooh,
miss.
not too great. 22. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that'll be
Dezi.
everything.
Okay, well, we're gonna hope my luck holds out now that there's no orc here, or sorry, troll here, and we are going to do the Eldritch shot at him. And we're gonna go all out on this one, I think. I will use my Moonlit Ray 4th level.
I'd say Daegron, you're close enough that you would see. First, that's a hit, Dezi.
Oh, some
I'll
damage
share this
here.
with everyone, but it's really only Daegron sees this.
Oh no!
Don't look down.
The hand is not on the surface yet, as shown in the artwork, but that also is the relative size of the figure relative to the crevasse. It is filling
Oh,
the entire crevasse.
Do
But
you tell us that's there or no?
it's not my turn.
so Dezi, so that's 14 piercing, is that right? And then all the rest?
Yeah. So I don't know what it'll do, but yeah, in theory, that's correct damage.
So only 4 points got through on the piercing,
That
but
wasn't really the important part.
I expect all of it. Oh, it says only 20 get through. I don't think I believe that. Let me double check what's going on here. Yeah, we've seen this before. Foundry's a little confused sometimes. So, um, what were the types on this ray? It was cold and spirit and holy.
Yes, if it has the
So,
holy, it takes the 76.
yes.
I don't know where it's getting 20. Yeah.
It's applying it twice. I think I should take 10 more.
Oh, okay. So resisted something there.
Well, the cold is getting resisted,
Okay.
but the rest got through. Yep. Okay. That looks right to me. That was your whole turn. We
Seems
have
fine.
two trolls left who are unhurt. And we are at a great stopping point. We will pick this up next week at the top of round 6 as you are fighting a demonic spirit in the middle of a ritual circle while you see a demon lord crawling out of the abyss towards you. There are 2 levels of drain that have been applied by the spirit that may matter.